Greetings, Minecrafters! Nonsanity here, and welcome to another episode of All the Mods 9 to the Skies. I have the clipboard here, because as we're getting closer to the end, I want to make sure we get all these little things done. So we've got, we're doing the Piglich, and we're going to automate that with some Drygmies. We're going to do some more bees. We need to make the Awakened Type 1 and Awakened Type 2 bees, the Mystical Agriculture Awakened Essence, and the Draconic Awakened Draconium. And then Forcecraft. Whether we'll get to everything in this episode depends on how it goes. Oh, it's getting rainy and dark, but not for long. So let's put the clipboard away and get started with the Piglich. So if we come over here to the slice and splice, it's got a pattern provider down there with the Z logic controller in it, so we can just ask the system for a Z logic controller. It will craft that up for us. There it is. And now this gets combined with a zombie. Oh, I already had one of these. That's all right. So we need a zombie, and hey, we just had a way to make hot and cold running zombies over here. There we go. One zombie. And we're going to pop those into the soul binder here. Make us a Frankenzombie. Oop, that went into the system. Frankenzombie. And you can see I've got a few in there. The other things we need to make... I lost the structure compass. Huh. Strange. I lost the Piglich. I had it bookmarked, but the bookmark changed. Alright, so the summoning altar... Getting close. There he is. Bookmark him. So we have the Franken-zombies last. We need red matter, 3 unobtainium, and a treasure core. So make the treasure core. Unobtainium, we've got 2.9 million. And a red matter, which we got 123, now 122. And we can just run over here and use this guy, because it's already here. Bang, 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 and Franken-zombie. Oh, no, I didn't want to do it here. Can I break it? I probably put everything into the system. Red matter? Okay, yeah. So I stopped it in time. Because I actually didn't want to do it here. Unobtainium. And the treasure core. I might as well get the summoning table back out and stick it back down here. Yeah, I don't want to do this one. I want to go to the stadium and do it there. Because I already have this thing. So I've got a jar, some source down. I just need a containment jar. Plop that down. Now if I do the summoning right here, he will be contained. Did I get the wrong... Oh, that's the Z logic. I need the Frank. I thought I had more than just one. There we go. Now he should appear. I'll stand close so he's blind and not going to do anything. And poof, he's in the jar. All right. That's what I wanted, because I'm not going to actually kill him myself. I'm not going to kill him at all. Just going to put him in a jar and go into the R's room, where I've created another little hyperbox over here in the corner. And in this room, we're ready to do some harvesting of Piglich hearts. I had a jar there that had a sparkle of a mob that has one of those ability totems. And I broke the jar, but the sparkles stayed. I've tried putting other mobs in that spot, but I don't know, on other blocks, it seems to be permanently sparkling there. So what have I got here? I've got 2 wandering traders and 2 bees that I put into containment jars. I did this because the Drygmies that we're going to use are happier when they have A, more mobs in jars near them, up to 5. Anything beyond 5 doesn't make them any happier. You want to have at least 5. And B, the more different types of mobs makes them happier too. We're not going to have any more than 3 types here, bee, trader, and piglich. But we do have now 5 different things. And the good thing is the traders and the bees don't have any drops for Drygmies. So the only thing the Drygmies will ever produce will be the hearts from this little guy. So by using these mobs or anything else that doesn't have a drop, not even experience, you increase the output of the thing that you do want, which in this case is hearts. So over here I've got a, let's grab my wrench, pop that off. Here we have an extended export bus, and it is set to export source. So that will keep this jar filled. And then over here we've got a barrel, and it is hooked up to some cabling underneath. It's piping everything out. Let's take these elevators down. So we have a pipe pulling out from the barrel and source going into the jars. The barrels all come and get pushed into our output dank, and this quantum ring is providing the channels for the 4 source jars. And then in between these 2, we've got a mossy cobblestone that I've encased in glass. These are my favorite framed wall boards, which I'm also using here for the decoration. And the strips, framed corner strips, all from Frame Blocks mod. Been using those a lot, and then I've got one of those dynamic edge lights up at the top. Fits perfectly in that space. The mossy cobblestone needs to be right next to the barrel. I think the source jar can be a little farther away, but you want to have it right next to an inventory, so that's where the Drygmies will place the drops. And at first I was playing with different configurations in here. If I were to dig out this corner and put the mossy cobblestone block way back in that corner there, and do that for each of them, then the jars that are in the space where the yellow or farther back will be seen only by that set of Drygmies, and it will be too far away from the other jars. That could be good if you wanted to have dedicated mob drops. So like if there's something else like the Lich that I wanted to harvest drops from, if I push the Drygmies back into the corners and then like put this jar in that corner, but left these guys out here, and any other various mobs that have no drops that I collect, then those set of Drygmies will just be harvesting hearts. And I could put some other mob into each of these corners. They'd also see these middle ones, but they'd be the only one to see their mob. I know I thought it would be a good idea, but then I realized it's really just this guy that I need. So I can put him in the middle and just have them all doing the same. Now we're getting the Drygmy, Drygmy tokens from the barn before. I showed that. Got tons of them. And then you just use the enchanting apparatus with some fish and wheat and apple and carrot and seeds, a couple of source gems, and I've got an enchantment program for that, so I can just order these things up. Drygmy, I've got one in here. But here, just make me 18 more. And it'll start working on that. So what do you do with these? Well, you come over and you just whack them onto the mossy cobblestone. And after a few moments, poof, it turns into a little henge. And the Drygmy, who is happy here because he sees all these little mobs in jars. And in a moment, there'll be some lights. And he just created something and put it in here, and it got sucked into the system. Let's go ahead and break that pipe so that we can see exactly what he gets. It'll stay in here. So there was a green flash. Did something. That flash seems to have gotten stuck. Now you can have more than one Drygmy on a henge. Here comes something. I don't know what that little streak is. I wonder if it tries to get a collection from these other mobs. That seemed to come from one of the other mobs. Maybe you don't want to have... I thought that they would change it so that... Yeah, that definitely came from the bee, which means there won't be anything because the bee doesn't provide anything. That means it's using up the collection. So I'm not sure whether having multiple mobs is worth it, as it seems that they do get collections too. What we need is more Pigliches, perhaps. Because each one of these will give it a bonus. I think might speed it up or have a greater chance of more drops. Anyway, how many Drygmy chars we got? We got 10. So let's go ahead and just right-click them all on the henge. So now we got 11 in there. So when they trigger, it should be a whole bunch. And none of them were from this guy. Interesting. Well, let me get more Pigliches. Because... let's just try picking these up. Okay, they'll be less happy because it's just one. Those still seem to be coming from where they used to be. And may have to wait for a full cycle before they pick new targets. So now they can only pick this guy. So, all right, those are all coming from directly below him. So now we have hearts. There may only be a chance of hearts from him. I'm going to assume that these are okay. And that there's not a huge probability of drops from him. So we're just going to need to let it run for a while. More Drygmy shards are ready. I think that's 19 there, so I should make one more. Then that henge will be full. Did I definitely break? Yeah. Those are all outputs, so they shouldn't be able to take anything out of the drawer. Or the barrel. Okay, there we got 12 Piglich hearts. And that's with everything out. I think you get a lot more for having the extra mobs. So let me go ahead and populate all of these. Actually, I think, yeah, all right. I got another Piglich here. And more. Let's see, let's go ahead and put one more on there. I've got 60. Let me put another. And another. I'm not sure. I've lost track of how many are in there now. If you break the hinge, they all turn back into their token forms. All right, so there's 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'll do that for the others. And then we should have a lot of these. There we go. We should be getting a lot of hearts. Boy, this room's going to get very bright with all these little streaks. So we got 18 there, 7 there, nothing. Got 2 experiments. That may have been from me doing experiments with other mobs. So if you notice, I had a lot of different jars here. I've tried a lot of different mobs, tried various fish, bees, had the wither in here. Yeah, I thought the fish would give nothing, but they were giving some fish drops, I think. 49, 21 there. These are racking up quickly. I want to maybe you do get some experience from the Pigliches as well, since they are like boss mobs. All right, so we've got that taken care of, and with these, I can craft the Piglich hearts, which I just need 20, so I'm probably close to actually having that right here. There's 14. There's 20. All right, we're done with this room. Though I had set it up, I didn't have all the Drygmies in here. I think I had 3 of these chambers set up and only 1 of the Pigliches. And I let it run overnight for 2 days while I was doing the blood magic and then editing. So if we look in the system, I've got 615,000 Piglich hearts. And here we just made all that we need in this room while recording. So yeah, this works quite effectively. So let's go put these into the chest here, and I think they go in that slot. So we can say Piglich is done. Pop that away. All right, next on the clipboard. Where did the clipboard go? There it is. Franklin Zombie, Piglich, and the Drygmies. Let's go to the end. Eat a slice of end cake. Now this is one where I've, again, set things up because it's a simple enough setup and it's easier to explain than to rebuild. So what I've got here is 3 obsidian nests. If you get some dragon's breath, and we've got tons of it, so I'm going to get a full inventory's worth. And you click one onto the nest. It now has a countdown of 1,200 seconds. Every time you click it, you can take off some time. Diminishing returns, you get less reduction as it goes down. But you can get it down to, with a stack, you can get it down to just a mere handful of seconds. Here I've got a catcher with some bee cages and some range upgrades. As soon as that bee pops out, he will be caught, caged, and put into this ender chest, and it's going out somewhere, so he's not visible. So I've got another 79 cages in there, and we'll now put all these in there. That gets piped out into 3 auto clickers running twice, 2 clicks a second. So those are constantly going to be bringing these down, and then bees will pop out any moment now. 6, 5, 4. It's a little bit wasteful there at the end where it's not really doing much, but I got so many of those, it doesn't matter. So there was 3 more Draconic bees. So this will just keep running, using up those Dragon's Breath and the cages until it runs out. And now let's head back, just do a home, and see where those are going. Let's go into the, not here, into the B one right here. This is the other side of that ender chest, and it is piping out into the dispenser I've got. It's the bottler is getting bottles. I just had a stack in there before. Now it's got a limited but large supply. So as soon as I flip this switch, the timer will go off and start ejecting bees into the here. They'll get crushed up and their juice put into a bottle. That'll get thrown into the air and picked up by this item collector into the barrel, which will pipe it into the powered centrifuge, which will spin it and turn it into gene samples. So let's turn it on. There we go. Each bee coming out and getting crushed. Oh, yeah, you can see the gene samples coming in. And is going to be cooking up. That one is the one we want. Draconic type. So that's the type of the bee. I've got 2 already. So I'm going to take one of those and a honey treat. Combine them. Get an egg. And we'll take over this and place an egg. And it's going to be a little slow, so we're going to use some of this time in a bottle. Oh, it's already done. We have a Draconic bee spawn egg. Now we want to make these as... Actually, no, we already did that. We did that before. We did that over here, these guys, the Draconic bees. So we've already made them mid-eternal, strong, high productivity, and even-tempered. They were already strong. But now we want to make something else with this. So if we do uses on it, we can see Draconic Evolution uses it to make the Draconium bee. And I think on my clipboard, that wasn't going to be the first one I did. I was going to do the other bee, the Supremium. So there's the Awakened Supremium bee and the Supremium bee. Oh, wait, Awakened. Okay. So we have the Awakened Supremium and the Awakened Draconium. So this guy is how we get eventually to the Awakened Draconium. For the Awakened Supremium, we got to go backwards here and do the Prosperi bee. All right, so I wasn't ready for this. Let me get ready for this. All right, here we are in the Nether, where I have set up the exact same thing. So I've got instead the quartz nests. And I'm going to get some quartz. 24 million of that, so we'll just get a full inventory once more. Put all that in there. Stop grabbing my... There we go. Put all that in there. Oh, these auto clickers, need to set them to twice a second. Okay, those are going down. Got the range cards, bee cages, more bee cages in there. 64 more. Same ender chest. So bees should pop out soon. There we go. And they're off to the presses. Oh, I didn't chunk load that. Or did I? No, I think I did. I did that earlier. All right. So that should be chunk loaded. And if we go into the bee room, we should be getting Prosperity bee. Oh, excuse me, crystalline bee. So got 4 of them. I had some in here already. So again, just like with the other one, we're going to take these, mix them with bee treats and some eggs. As fast as I can put those in, we have got 3 crystalline bees. And that is not what I wanted to do. That is not what I wanted to do. I got ahead of myself because I was working with the Draconic. I want Prosperity, which I do not have in here. Prosperity. So I need to so I just squished a whole bunch of bees down. Because it takes several bees to make one of these gene samples. And then I use that to make one more crystalline bee spawn egg. And I don't need the spawn eggs of those. Those aren't used for anything. If I hit U on those, nothing happens. There's nothing you can do with that except spawn the bee back out of it. So I just wasted a whole lot of bees. So let me do that. So I might as well get them back out again. There we go. So those don't go in here. That's why I've turned it off so I can take them out by hand. Instead, I need to get some Prosperity shards. There we go. Turn those into blocks. I got 3 bees. I need 3 blocks. I'm going to go bang, hit it with the block, and pick it up. Bang, hit it with the block, pick it up. Now these cages are Prosperity bees, and those are what go in here. Oh, still one left. There we go. So now we should have a full Prosperity bee. There we go. It's one of those. So this takes an extra manual step. And I could probably automate that, but I don't need too many of these. So we'll just do it by hand. Whoops. Egg. Speed it up. And now we have a Prosperity bee egg. That is what I needed. All right, so I've got another room right here, the Mysticarium, where I have moved this setup, my infusion altar, to make seeds. I have changed the way it is wired. I'm giving Ender IO another chance here. I'm using the item conduits because they can have multiple color channels. So you can see yellow goes into this center one and orange comes out. So yellow would be the seed and orange would be the end product. And over here, I've got a whole bunch of barrels. So this is the yellow that comes out. That is where the seeds go. Orange is where the final product comes back to. And then purple and blue are alternating around the circle, and I've marked them here with the concrete. So you can put the two types of items you need in here. It doesn't need to be alternating, but I went ahead and did it this time. Before, they weren't alternating. I didn't decorate this blah, 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 blah. I didn't decorate this room too much because when I was laying it out, I put this one down first, and then when I went to put this one down, I had to sort of push it right up against the wall, which I didn't do with this one. So they sort of clashed in the middle. I wish I'd moved that one over, but I didn't want to go back and redo it. So they're a little close in the middle. This is the new one. This is the Awakening altar. It's set up pretty much the same, except it has these essence vessels that go in the diagonal spots. And you can see I've painted the floor around each of those with the color channel from Ender.io that they're using, and that's a separate Ender.io connection. There's no join between the two. And here the center is white and orange because I wanted to use yellow for air since that's the color of its essence icon thing. So white goes in, orange goes out. It has the barrels as well over here. So the white is what goes into the center. Orange is the end product. And then blue and purple are, there's two purples and two blues, because some of the recipes have the same thing in all four, and some have two being one thing and two being the other. So I gave it two different color channels. The yellow, red, green, and blue, those are for the water essence, air essence, fire essence, and earth essence we've been producing in the farm since the beginning. And for those down here, I've got the pink network coming out of this quantum ring, and each one of these is set on each of these interfaces is set to provide that particular essence and piped out onto that channel to go and keep those things topped up. They hold about, I think, 40? Yeah, 40. And the various things you craft with this setup uses some of that essence. So the first thing we're going to do is take this prosperity bee and mix it with, in the regular crafting, inferium and inferium blocks. So let's just go to essence and limit it to mystical. So here we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want 4 blocks of it too. And then we're just going to make our way up the chain of all of them. So if I get these all here, and then the blue, and the red. All right, so over here, wow, camera going crazy on me. So here's where the thing goes in the center. We're going to take out the seeds because we're going to be doing the bees at the moment. I'll take the one out of the middle. All right, there's our new bee egg. And I'll put that in there and that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and queue up each of the others in turn. Green, orange, blue, red. So it's already put out the outer ring. We just need to take the new bee and stick it back in there. You could make more bees and keep some at each level, but I only need the awaken. I got plenty of the other bees. or plenty of the other essences. I don't need bees to make more of those essences. The farm is doing plenty good for that. But you can't make the final one, the awakened essence, from plants. There's no plant to grow it. So, in order to get lots of that, we need to use bees. And now we have the Supremium bee. To take that up, this is when we need the new Awakening Infusion. Oh, there's a Insanium bee. Interesting. So you can take it up one more level, but again, we don't need to have a bee making Insanium. We're making plenty of essence. So we need Awakened Supremium blocks, and the essences are already going to be in there, and this Supremium bee. So we need to make these Awakened Essence blocks. This is where that cognizant dust I was getting when I was killing the withers with my sword. If you remember back to that, this sword has Mystical Enlightenment 9. And when I kill either the wither or the dragon with it, and I made sure to do that, you get cognizant dust. I got 206 of the stuff remaining. So if I take 4 of that, and was it a Supremium block? I've already forgotten. Yeah, Supremium block and 4 cognizant dust. So we're going to come over here, put the block in there, and then because I've got it split, we're going to put half in there and half in there. And that should generate a block of the Awakened. Now, I've already gotten a bunch of that. So there's a few more. So now with 4 of that, we can put this bee in there. Put those together. And that will give us the Awakened bee. There we go. And I'm going to put the seeds back in there. All right, let's go put this in a beehive. But first, we can't see its stats, so let's get a reusable cage here. I'm running low on those. Always buy those from the traders. So we look at its stats. It's normal productivity. It only works during the day. We can improve all that. In here, we've got strong endurance. Got, well, temperament is already normal. Temper is passive, so even better. Productivity high and metaternal. So it operates at all hours of the day or night. Put all those together. You can only put one of the bee breed, the type, on a honey in a treat. But these you can mix together into one treat. And now we can come over here and put this guy in with the treat. And we'll speed it up. I think you can just click the treat on the bee itself. But this works too. All right, it's all been applied. We can come over here, toss it in. I've already got this one set up with 2 Omega productivities and an upgrade block. All he needs is some more Awakened Supremium here in his feeding slab. And if I blacklist that so nothing can leave, speed it up, Awaken Supremium comb blocks. Those should be getting centrifuged. And look at that, Awaken Supremium essence. All right, another thing down, we needed that. What did we need that for? Let's look at the recipes here. One of these things needed it. Not that. Ah, yes. We need the Awakened Supremium furnace. So let's go make that. Back to the Mysterium here. So we need to take some of this awakened Supremium, and as you can see, I've got 25,000 of it now. And we're going to make the ingots and the diamonds. And we want a furnace. Now it looks like I've got some prudentium furnaces. To upgrade these, we need each tier. We need tertium, an essence, and ingots. So these are things I won't have a ton of. Prudentium, it's already prudentium. We need tertium, imperium, supremium, and then we've got the awakened. Though I need those awakened for the last step, yeah. And we need... Oop. So we're at green. We need one of the orange. Let's move off this to the side. One of the blue, one of the red, and I think it needed a block as well. All right, let's see if I got that right. So take out the seeds. That goes in the middle. Get that seed off. And then here we have 2 tertium and these 2. Is that the correct? Oh, it's just a crafting. Yeah. For this step, it's just a crafting. All right, so use this. There we go. It's orange. Now it's blue. Now it's red. All right, put all those back. Put the seeds back in. Now we can come over to this guy, put that in the center, and those out. There it goes. And the end result is one awakened Supremium furnace, which is the next thing we needed over here in this slot. So that one's almost done. We got one more thing here, which is Forcecraft. So I think we're going to do that next time because we've reached a good wrapping up point. So next time we will do these guys over here, which is Forcecraft. It's not very interesting between you and me, but we'll get it done, and we'll then move on, I think, to Draconic Evolution. So as the moon flies across the sky, this is Nonsanity signing out. Take care, be good, and see you next time.